And in that conversation, she told us that while she was incarcerated for 25 years, she did not cry a tear to show that her spirit couldn't be broken. And while we were eating dinner with her, she had mentioned that after she had been out of prison for 25 years, that it was very difficult for her to cry. And so I wrote this poem and presented it to Lolita at the Batey Urbano, and was able to share with her an experience that we had a whole week long of events for her. So with that, I'll present to you, Lolita, You May Cry Now. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the oppressed, hungry for food, knowledge, and hope. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the millions upon millions of indigenous peoples of the Americas, tears for those names, languages, customs, and cultures we will never know, lost like the leaves that fall into the streams and rivers. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the African slaves that were chained, shackled, raped, and whipped, their backs dripping with red teardrops of their own. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for those who worked and toiled, tears of sweat dripping in the soil that they blessed to cultivate so others could prosper from their suffering. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the massacres, broken treaties, diseases, death, stolen land and nature. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the murdered Mexicans, lynched, hung, dragged, cut, shot in the southwest of the United States. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for those who worked the large sugarcane plantations and never had a chance to taste. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the cries of independence and freedom on September 16, 1810, Grito de Dolores, tears for Grito de Helares, September 23, 1868. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for Betances and Segundo Ruiz Valdez, and for all of those who fought tyranny, injustice, and treachery in your land. Lolita, you may cry now, tears for the prisoners of war of 1898, tears for Luis Campos in and out of prison for more than 25 years, tears for the radiation his body was exposed to, like the children of Reyes crying contaminated tears for lost souls. Tears for POWs of 1954 and 1980, for Rafael Cartagena Miranda, Andrés Figueroa Cordero, Irving Torres Rodriguez, tears for Alejandrina Torres, Carlos Alberto Torres, Licia Pegan, Oscar Lopez Rivera, and all of the prisoners of war from the movement. Tears for all of those who gave us vision through the rough storm, steady and calm, they steered us clear. Tears for Juan Antonio Correger, tears for Consuelo Lee Correger, and tears for our beloved mystic from Chicago, Jose Lopez. The love for his people shown in the humblest of ways, from the picking up of trash to the enormous vision he puts forth. And tears for all of those who make up our community. Tears for those in the space, the Batey Urbano, the Batey Collective, the people I call my comrades, my closest and dearest friends, the people that have helped me feel human once again. And tears for all of those who are the faces and crowds and actions against the occupation of Palestine and Iraq. And tears for the people of Reyes, voices unheard. Tears for the undocumented workers that toil in the belly of the beast with no rights, vocal cords that have been ripped out. Tears for Cuba, Venezuela, Brazil, Chiapas, for they stand in the shadow of a giant and do not budge from what is just, what is right, and what is equal. And tears for you, Lolita, tears for your strength, your endurance, and constant resistance. Yes, Lolita, you may cry now. Tears for the times away from loved ones. Tears from the times that they tried to break you and you stood fearless, challenging an empire, standing like a mountain against the hurricane's attack. Tears for the times that you could not feel the warmth of the sun or the warmth of a loving hand. Tears for lost memories. Tears to fill the ocean's depths. Tears for all the times that you wanted to cry but could not, would not, to show them that you were unbreakable. Yes, Lolita, you may cry now. Tears of sadness and tears of joy, because our freedom will come. Lolita, you may cry now, and if you cannot, you are home, and we all will cry for you.